What is going on, guys? Day 1 of Kagaribi is over and we're going to go over who is in winners, who is in losers, and who is already out of the tournament. If you like this type of content, please leave a like and subscribe as it would help me for more future videos. Let's start first by giving a shout out to VG Bootcamp for streaming the whole event. I want to quickly talk about Japan versus the World Crew Battle. I'm a huge fan of crew battles. To me, it always makes a good story going into the tournament. We even got Kameme coming out to play using Sora. However, the world definitely took Japan by a storm. We did get some good matchups, like we had Kameme versus Shattuck, Mia versus MK Leo, Onin versus Akola, Akola versus Spargo, Akola versus Sonics. We had Zachary versus Tweak. There were so many good matches. Everyone was afraid to play MK Leo. But huge shout outs to those that took multiple players out of the battle, like Akola taking out Onin and Spargo, Sonics taking out Akola and Shuton, but of course, Tweak taking out Sakurai, T, and Jagabata, bringing up the stock count for the Team World, and then after that, Zomba ended up closing it out. Alright, now it's time for what you guys been waiting for how did day 1 go? To my surprise, not a lot of our favorite Smash players have gone to loser. We still got almost all top 50 or more in bracket, like Spargo, Leo, Akola, Onin. Just about everybody made it out of their pools to day 2. Shout out to those that survived day 1, definitely cementing themselves to be some of Smash Ultimate finest players. But for those who didn't make it to day 2, definitely a tough Smash tournament, so there will be plenty of more tournaments to prove yourself. Of course, some are already on losers bracket and some are already out of the tournament, like Mute, The Buzz, who lost to The Buzz, losing to Moku Moku, and Mute losing to Tsuna, a Greninja player. We also had Jackal, unfortunately running early to Zachary and losing to Anarchy. Also Shattuck losing early to Claw, who is a Mii Fighter player. Now I'm definitely not the only one that thinks that we gotta talk about Krool, who has the best projectile in the game with the crown. Cola faced a Krool player that ended up getting cheesed most of the match, and even Japanese players started using the crown over and over again without Cola really being able to get around, and it ended up getting him down smash to end the set. Then afterwards, Cola couldn't get his footing down and he ended up going down to a Bowser Jr. Now I don't know if this is a Roy matchup that he doesn't know how to get around, or just unfamiliarity, which is very common in Smash. We still got top 192. Like I said, all the top players are still there, but we have a huge amount of Steve players, 14 of them, 9 Robs, 7 Diddy, 7 Kazuya. So we have a lot going on that might still cause some upsets. I also saw a tweet that there's still a bunch of other countries still being represented and 22 Americans. So we don't know what's gonna happen, but let's see who ends up taking it. If Japan ends up winning the whole tournament, or somebody else, an international player, ends up taking it. Please remember to leave a like and subscribe, as I'll be watching the rest of day 2, covering the results afterwards, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace!